and society as a whole. Thank you.
The world is battling with our unsustainable consumption of resources. From charcoal to coal to poisonous petroleum, our fuels cause significant detriment to our planet. Pollution, climate change, natural resource depletion, ever-expanding landfills. There are too many to list. And although we have made progress towards environmentally friendly energy sources such as solar, wind, and water power, they incur high costs, require high maintenance, as well as specific conditions to be effective. Therefore, it is imperative to continue further research and development into efficient energy production. Now imagine a green energy source which could solve many of these issues simultaneously. A green energy source which can convert our waste into useful energy whilst remaining carbon neutral. A green energy source which is based on well-developed and inexpensive technology. Research and existing plans show that there's no denying its potential. It is biogas. Advancement in technology and New Zealand's unique forestry and agricultural industries makes this a necessary future for our energy production. Biogas is a type of biofuel which is naturally produced from the decomposition of organic waste. The fermentation process, also known as anaerobic digestion, produces a mixture of gases, about 45 to 65% methane, around 30 to 40% carbon dioxide, and a remaining assortment of other gases. Methane is a gas comprised of one carbon atom and 4 hydrogen atoms, whereas carbon dioxide is made of one carbon atom and 2 oxygen atoms. Methane can be considered as a high-powered carbon dioxide when considering its effect on the climate. The emissions of methane have at the minimum 23 times the global warming potential of emissions of carbon dioxide. New Zealand produces more than 1 million tons of plant matter and food scraps each year, which are sent to landfills. These raw materials can be collected and utilized to produce biogas, which can then be used for a variety of different purposes, namely the generation of electricity, heat production, fuel for transport, as well as a way to prevent further contribution to climate change. The biggest role in the biogas production process is played by microbes feeding on the biomass. Digestion carried out by these microorganisms creates biogas, which can be used as it is or upgraded to biomethane, the equivalent of natural gas. Biogas is produced using well-established technology in a process involving several stages. Firstly, the biowaste is crushed into a slurry for anaerobic digestion. Microbes work efficiently in warm conditions, so the biowaste is heated to around 37 degrees Celsius. The actual biogas production process takes place in large tanks for around 3 weeks. In the final stage, the gas is purified by removing impurities and carbon dioxide. This upgraded biomethane is now ready for use by enterprises and the consumers, for example, in a liquefied form as a fuel or as an injection into the gas pipeline network. A byproduct called digestate is also formed, a nutrient-rich solid or liquid material remaining after the digestion process. It contains all the recycled nutrients that are originally present in the organic material and matches the composition of a nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium fertilizer. The premise of biogas as a form of energy is truly positive, although it has only been used on farms in the rural parts of our country. Innovation and implementation are required to further expand the usage of biogas, particularly in urbanized areas. Municipal solid waste in our landfills is a growing environmental issue. Not all possible solutions can simultaneously produce heat and electrical energy whilst remaining carbon neutral. The gas generated through biodigestion actually reduces greenhouse gas emissions. Not only do biogas plants significantly curb the greenhouse effect, but they also serve to reduce our reliance on the use of fossil fuels. In addition, the raw materials used in the production of biogas are renewable, as trees and crops will continue to grow. Manure, food scraps, and crop residue will always be available, which makes it a highly sustainable option, particularly for New Zealand. More frequent use of biogas is not only beneficial for the environment, but a circular economy as well. It can allow for economic growth due to more efficient use of land and improvements in businesses and employment levels. For instance, in India, around 10 million jobs are created, mostly in rural areas, in plants and for organic waste collection. New Zealand can and should share in the same benefits. New Zealand has a booming farming industry which is currently beginning to adopt this biotechnology. Animal waste currently polluting our waterways can easily be used to produce biogas, which can then be used to create a self-sufficient energy source. Efficient waste management through biogas production also helps preserve our environment and protect our special outdoor recreational areas that represent a core part of our Kiwi identity. Therefore, biogas can also promote our social well-being and standard of living. With a growing population, demands for energy are increasing. The current estimate of the total amount of methane collected and used as biogas in New Zealand is around 50 megawatts. That is enough energy to power 40,000 households. Imagine the potential of a city like Wellington if the Southern Landfill implemented biogas technology. The possibilities for energy production are enormous. So biogas, it's clean, efficient, and powerful energy. What else could we ask for? The future of New Zealand is looking greener and greener with our country's ever more environmentally oriented mindset. We are no longer stepping into the future because the future is already here. It is arriving every day, every hour, and every second. To fuel our future and Sir Paul Callaghan's vision, New Zealand must become a global leader in research and the implementation